Hey guys, it's me again. Okay, now I messed up with my phone. I just made like a 17-minute video. I talked for a couple minutes, paused it, unpause it, talked for a couple more minutes and paused it, and was gonna repause and tell you a short story and then end it. But now I messed it up, and now I gotta think about everything I talked about. And now I don't really want to talk about this woman or this person, but she made me very angry. Family is not supposed to treat family the way she treated me. I'm blood related to her. Quickly, I'll just say it so it doesn't upset me. She is my aunt, and I'll tell you where she lives because I don't care. I don't care, but she lives way in Burlington, Vermont. I don't know if any of you know where that's at, but it's way up north. Basically, I called her this morning or early afternoon. I left a message saying, look, I have some bad news about my health. And by the time I talked, she usually answers the phone, and she did not. So I said, well, just please give me a call back when you're available, because I would love to talk to you. So I gave it a couple hours, and I called. It is 6:44 p.m. I called her about an hour ago now because I've calmed down because I was really pissed off. I was amped up. I was going off. Let's see. God bless you. She just was saying rude things to me. I told her what deadly disease I have. That I said, look, I'm not good. I'm not good at all. Not only she knows about my mental illnesses, or what, if you want to call them invisible illnesses. I have about 6 or 7 different ones that I've been diagnosed with. And just to answer this to Jules' message to me, yes, I've been diagnosed by a medical doctor with these diagnoses. I do agree some of them may not make sense, or some of them may mean the same thing, or I may not have a couple of, well, I won't say a couple, at least one, because I know I have most of them. I know I have paranoid schizophrenia because I hear voices in my head that causes me to think mean, disgusting thoughts that can or could happen to me. And my poor father is always under fire of my wrath, of being so pissed off because I have no one else to take it out on. I'm not taking it out on my cats. But she was just mean, and when I told her that, she didn't care. She's like, oh, well, you could take some pills. You'll be all right. I'm like, no, I have a chronic illness. I don't take a couple pills. I'll be okay. Now, if I went, I'll give it another, no. I've probably had this disease in me, in my blood system for many, many years. I'll make you a bet. If I went, say, 5, at the most 10 years without ever being diagnosed with this disease, I most likely die, because people who go undiagnosed end up passing away. And you know what? That's sad, and it makes me want to cry, but I'm not going to cry because this piece of crap so-called aunt of mine, she didn't care. She's like, oh, what doctor diagnosed you with that? I'm like, I wanted to say, excuse me, do you think I'm lying about this? I would never, ever lie in my life about this. Ever. And I kind of wish I was just joking around, ha ha ha, yeah, I have this, but in reality I don't. No, it's true, I have it. I had 2 blood. The first one, my primary care doctor told me I had it 4 times in the room. My father was not in the room with me. And then she did another blood workup on me. I don't know what she wanted to learn from it to make sure it is what it is. And I don't know. I'm just guessing. But so we go. It was a little over a week and a half that I saw her last. And we were brought into the room. I let my dad come in. I always let my dad come in with my doctor's appointments because I trust him and he needs to know everything about me, because I tend to have anxiety when doctors talk to me. So if the questions I don't ask them, I tend to ask my father in the car. I'm like, oh, by the way, did he or she say this or that? Anyways, when we were sitting in the room over a week and a half ago with my primary care doctor, this woman came into the room and asked my father if he could step out, because my doctor needed to talk to me about some personal stuff. And I knew by her telling him that, I knew it was positive. It was positive, and I just knew. You know when you get that feeling in your heart of hearts that you know something is wrong with you, or something does not make sense, or along those lines? Listen to your heart. It's your conscience talking to you, telling you it's real. This is not fake. And I would never, I want to cry, but I won't. I would never joke around about having not mental illness. Mental illnesses, I could live with mental illnesses except with the psychosis. But having a chronically illness kills me. And to think that my own flesh and blood had the nerve to even accuse me of lying. She didn't say it. But I knew by the way she asked me, oh, what doctor diagnosed you with this? As if I was lying. And I swear to God, if I'm lying right now, let me die right now. I am not lying. And now I have to see a specialist that specializes in this disease. I haven't gotten to make an appointment yet, because I have the referral, but I cannot make an appointment because they gave us the wrong telephone number. It went to a freaking kidney transplant or kidney surgery or something like that. And I'm like, wait, this is not. Sorry, my nose is starting to run. This is not the right number, is it? And she said, most likely not. And I spelled the word out, the name of the specialist. She's like, no, that's a blood doctor. Now I'm getting a little personal, but that's a blood doctor you need to talk to. And like I said in my other videos, I'll tell you, it's not a sexually transmitted disease, nor is it cancer. So that limits two out of the question. Now, I've said this before in comments and in videos. I would tell you what it is, but I just don't want to lose. Not that I don't want to lose subscribers. I mean, I love all my subscribers. I don't know most of them anyways, but I appreciate you even subscribing to my channel page, because I know how boring my videos get. But I'm afraid I'll lose the couple friends that I have, because who's going to want to be, not related, but like be friends with someone who has a deadly disease? And it's like, it's so painful, and she really hurt my feelings. And it's like, she's like, well, do you ever think about others? And I want to say the rudest thing to her, the meanest thing I could ever say. I know what I could say, but I didn't say it because that's not the type of person I am. If she hurts me, fine, that's her karma. God is going to take care of her. I didn't say anything rude to her. All I said was, I'm sorry if I sound like a bitch, but, and then whatever I said, but that's all I said. And we usually talk for an hour and a half. We talked for less than 10 minutes. She didn't want to talk to me, and I knew she didn't want to talk to me. She made an excuse. Well, my dinner's almost ready. I got to go eat, and I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm sick, and this and that. Well, you know what? You say I'm not thinking about others. Well, why don't you think about others too? You're not thinking about other people. You're not thinking about like me or my father or my grandmother, which is her sister. I talked to my grandmother. I actually called her after I called my aunt. Well, she's not my aunt anymore, because the way she treated me, I'm never going to talk to her ever again in my life. And I told my dad, before I die before him, because I know I will, I don't want her coming to my funeral or my memorial or nothing, because I've lost all respect for this person. Family doesn't treat family like this. Family's supposed to be there for you, to care for you, and to love you, and not to accuse you and and make like you're faking it. Why would I fake it? What am I gonna gain out of faking this? It hurts my feelings because the first test that was done, I felt like my father didn't believe me. And then I showed my other doctor who I've been seeing for over 8 years. I showed him the blood work, and because my liver is fine, he didn't believe I had this disease. And it hurt me because it's like, I feel like you're just calling me a liar when she told me 4 separate times in the room, the first time, you have chronic. So, I'm sorry I'm crying. I'm just hurt because she doesn't realize how much she hurt my feelings. And she thinks, yeah, why don't you just get up and go do something? Well, for one, I don't have a car. My dad drives me around. I do have a license, but I'm not allowed to drive his car. Other than going get my nails done, I treat myself to getting my nails and being waxed on my eyebrows, my upper lip, once every 3 weeks. 4 at the most. I waited 4 weeks this last time because I didn't have the money, and my father wouldn't pay to get my nails done. And but that's it. And then sometimes I pay for my doctor's appointment that I see, and then there's one medication that I will pay for the rest of my life that my father would never pay for. It's over $150, but it's a good medicine. I'm not going to say which medicine it is. And you know what? That brings me up with the idea that somebody, I'm not going to say who it is, he or she was talking about being depressed because he or she is on so many medications. Well, I'm on 8 to 9 different medications for all different reasons. Well, 2 of them are kind of the same. Other than that, the rest are different. And this person's not alone because I'm in the same boat. I really am. And you know, when I dislocated my shoulder, and I dislocated my right shoulder by falling in the bathtub because we didn't have anything on the slippery bathtub on the floor, or the what do you call it? What is the bottom of the bathtub? I would just say floor of the bathtub, because the water makes it so slippery. I was doing something. I guess I didn't pay attention for a second, and I fell backwards, and my right arm went like this over the bathtub side. Like, it's a regular bathtub, so my arm went over, but my shoulder landed like this onto that, and it dislocated it. But this is how strong I am. I'm not very strong because I'm on pain pills for my pain, because I'm in more pain than I was with my shoulder and my broken collarbone, but I'll get back to that in a second. I went 2 full weeks with no pain pills, and I didn't go to the ER. The day I dislocated my shoulder, I did go to my doctor who I've been seeing for over 8 years, but he thought I might have like torn a muscle or something. So he showed me a way to like, you sit down and you go like this with the arm, with the shoulder. Well, that's bad. That's a bad thing to do with dislocated shoulder. You do not want to do that. I did not do it because I was in so much pain. I could only lift my arm up to here. And then about a week, maybe to a week and a half at the most, I said, Dad, look, I can only lift up my arm this, like, up to my chest. I cannot move it more. I can move it down. I just couldn't get it up further. And he had to help me put on my bra. He had to help me put on my shirt. He had to help me put on deodorant on my under my right arm, because I couldn't lift up my arm high enough to get it under. And I used the spray deodorant, not the one you physically put on. But anyways, but a week prior to that, I broke the right side of my collarbone, and I was incoherent, obviously, at the time. My father was not home. I don't know what I took. I know I took some somas. And if you don't know what somas are, they're a muscle relaxant, but they're like one of the strongest muscle relaxants. And I took a couple of those because I was bored, and I really don't have a good excuse of why I took what I took. I took something else with it. It wasn't a painkiller or anything like that. I don't know what it was. I can't recall because it was a little while ago. Anyways, so my father thinks I took some somas and what have you, and took a shower, and I fell in the shower again and broke my collarbone. I really don't. Other than that, the only way I think I broke my collarbone is if I was going up and down the stairs and I fell on the stairs, or I fell up the stairs. But you have to fall really, really hard to break your collarbone. I mean, I did something obviously to it so badly to break it. It was broken. But I didn't go to the hospital neither. But I was screaming, crying in pain. I was in so much pain not from my shoulder because it wasn't dislocated yet, but that pain was one of the worst pains I've ever had. And if you know, a doctor or a surgeon or whomever cannot fix a collarbone. It has to heal by itself. And when my father wasn't here, I was laying in front of his recliner on the floor, screaming. I could not get comfortable. I could not lay comfortably. I was screaming, crying in pain. I don't know why I didn't call him. That's the time I should have gone to the ER, but I did not. And then a week later, that's when I fell in the tub and dislocated my right shoulder. And I waited 2 full weeks to see an ER doctor. And I explained the situation, and then they took an x-ray. And even one of the girls who took the x-rays went, "Oh my gosh." That's how bad my shoulder was dislocated. And then when I was in the little room with my father waiting for the doctor to come in, the first question she asked me was, "How in the heck did you wait 2 weeks to come to the ER? Because that's how bad your shoulder is dislocated." And I said, "I don't know. I mean, I was in a lot of pain. I had no painkillers whatsoever. So somehow I bit through it and just went with the pain. And it was god awful. And the reason I didn't think it was dislocated is because my doctor told me it was not. And then I remember, this is my story time, by the way, Valerie. So just to let you know, this is my story time. So we're in the room, and I don't know if you guys are familiar of how Michael Jackson passed away. He was obviously taking Propofol, which is Diprovan. It's a strong anesthetic that they use in the surgery room. Well, he was obviously using that to get sleep, and he used it for many, many years. Now, since they gave me, they were about to give me Propofol, and I was so scared and nervous about it because of Michael Jackson. I said, no, wait, please, no, I'm scared, no, I don't know. And then I had to ask a question, how long am I going to be out for? She said, you're going to be out for about 15 minutes. And I said, am I going to feel pain? Because she got the towel ready to put my shoulder back in. I was so scared. I wanted to cry. So they had this syringe full of white milk. That's why Michael Jackson called it his milk, because it's pure white, just like milk. And so after 2 rounds of morphine, which did nothing. I mean, morphine did nothing for my pain. That's how much pain I was in. It did not even ease the pain whatsoever. And then I believe I don't know if it was before or after, I got the strong pain medication called Dilaudid. I believe the other word for it is hydromorphone. Now, I may be wrong with that, so if I'm wrong, I do apologize. But the Diprovan did work way better than the morphine. But you know what helped me the most? Well, I'll get that in a second. I'm jumping ahead of myself. So anyways, it ended up by me saying, wait. Oh, well, before I say that too, by law, there has to be at least 5 or 6 people in the room with you when you go under anesthesia, especially Diprovan, propofol, which Michael Jackson did not. When he was in his room, he only had Conrad Murray, and that's it. Anyways, I believe Michael Jackson passed away of an overdose of propofol, Diprovan, and lorazepam, Ativan. I'll get to that in a second about the lorazepam. But anyways, so I'm saying no. And while I was saying no, no, wait, before that, two women came in. It was who was in the room. My father had left because I think he was tired, so he wanted to go home and go to bed. And the doctor told him, there's no reason for you to be here because she's going to be knocked out. It's going to be put back into place, and she's going to be kept overnight, so you might as well go home. So he went home, and then so weird. You know what she said to me? She said, gosh, your dad is so cute. Like, what does that mean? Do you mean like he's funny or something? I mean, not saying my dad's not attractive, but I mean, I would not say a guy is cute. But anyways, so the doctor was in the room, a nurse was in the room, and then the anesthesiologist came into the room, and then two women came in the room. So that's 2, 4. That was 5. I think it was 5 people that were in the room. But you know what freaked me out is that before going under, they somebody handed one of the other girls a those masks they put over your face so you could, when they push it in, it gives you air. Well, that freaked me out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. This is how I'm gonna die. And right when I was saying, no, please don't put it, no, I'm not ready, she was pushing it in already. So the anesthesiologist told me, well, just hold my hand and count to like 5 or 10. So they were putting the medicine in my left arm, and I held his hand or his fingers, and I started counting. 1, 2, I didn't make it to 5. I was knocked out. Now, when I tell you that Michael Jackson used this for sleep, this is not for sleep. This was not a restful sleep like you get at night. This was a sleep where you went under, and then you wake up. When I woke up, I went like that, because first I forgot where I was. Second, I forgot what happened. And third, I was in worse pain than I was to begin with. I was screaming and crying in pain. So they gave me, it was either the first or second shot I think it was the second shot of Diprovan. Not Diprovan, sorry, Dilaudid. And then it was exactly 15 minutes from when I was knocked out until I woke up, because I looked at the clock. And then they had to do x-rays. My God, I was crying. I said, please, do you have to do this? My arm. I felt like as if my the tissues, I don't know how to explain it. The tissues of the bone is not, the arm bone was not connected to the shoulder bone. And I thought I was going to just lose all feeling in my arm. And I was crying and not screaming, but I was just crying in pain. And they had to do one more x-ray. And this x-ray meant they had to move my arm, move it up. Well, they turned the bed around so they could take the x-ray. They put pillows underneath my right dislocated arm. And I was in so much pain, I was about to scream, but I did not. And then I guess they tried to take it, and I said, please, you need to move one of these pillows because I'm in an extreme amount of pain and I cannot take it. Please, I'm so uncomfortable. Please, I was begging the doctor. And she's like, okay, you're such a strong woman. I'll move it. And right when she moved it, my arm literally fell to the side, and I screamed. I mean, I thought the whole hospital heard me scream. I mean, I screamed like I never screamed in my life. I felt so much pain, and the muscles were spazzing, and that's what added to the pain. And she's like, hurry, get another shot of Dilaudid. And they gave me that, and the pain did cease. I was still in pain, but not as much pain as I was before they gave me the Dilaudid. And then my muscles kept spazzing. And before all this happened, she explained everything to me in the beginning, that she was going to give me a shot of Valium, because Valium works for muscle spasms. Boy, I agreed with her. Right when they gave me the shot of Valium, about a minute later, a lot of the pain went away. The muscles, they were moving. They stopped moving, which means that's what spasms mean. I know you knew that, but I just had to say it. And I felt I wasn't 100% better. I felt the pain level was from 1 to 10. I would say 1 to 10 before, it was a 10. And then when she moved the pillow, my arm fell to the side. From 1 to 10, it was a 50 or 100. That's how much pain it was. And I had, other than the earlier morphine, which did not do anything before the putting in my right shoulder, but the Dilaudid did ease the pain. It didn't take away all the pain. But when they gave me the shot of Valium, I mean, I'm telling you, it took maybe up to 2 minutes at the most to fully work, and I loved it. It was a miracle. I even told the male nurse that was in the room, oh my God, this is a miracle drug. I feel not 100% better, but I would say 50% better than I did a couple minutes ago. And then, yeah, so I had to stay overnight. I did not want to stay overnight, but one of the, I didn't tell you this part. See, I keep forgetting parts. But before I went to the ER, did not go to an orthopedic doctor. I went to an orthopedic doctor. And then that's when they realized how bad my right shoulder was dislocated. They gave me 2 choices. Either one, we can put your shoulder back in, but it has to be here in the office or in the rooms. But we don't have what the ER has. They didn't have, I don't think, did they have pain pills or pain medication? No. They had no pain medication, and believe me, I could not. Did they have Diprovan, Propofol?
Nothing.
I believe they had nothing. So they want to put my shoulder back in with no pain medicine, no anesthetic, nothing. I was like, no. And they said, okay, we're gonna send you to the hospital. You go to the hospital. He knew the doctor that was going to take care of me. So he said, she's going to take care of you. She was a very sweet, lovely woman. I just felt bad when I screamed in her ear when my arm fell to the side. But this happened, I would say, a year ago, a little longer than a year ago. But I still had pain going from my right shoulder, down my arm, into my hand, and into my pinky finger. It's just my pinky finger, and it gets numb, and I get muscle spasms in my right shoulder. So when I went back to my doctor, who I saw the day I dislocated my shoulder, he said he was going to prescribe me exactly the same medicine that they prescribed me in the hospital. So this pain doctor from the hospital, he came into my room, talked to me. I didn't have to go over everything because there were 2 orthopedics, and this one orthopedic came to the hospital. He wanted to know why I was still in the hospital, because they messed it up. I was supposed to have an MRI. They put an MRA. So I had to wait hours and hours and hours, but I was still getting pain medicine, thank God. They even woke me up to give me pain medicine, which I don't understand. If you're asleep and you're not in pain, well, I was in pain. I didn't feel the pain, though. Why would they wake you up? That's what didn't make sense to me. But they have to do it on an hourly basis. And if you skip a dose, then I don't know what happens. But she woke me up. She's like, it's time for your pain med. I'm like, I was thinking, I'm sleeping and I'm in pain, but not as much as where I need some now. But I didn't say that. So I said, okay. So I was just falling back asleep while she was giving it to me. And for some reason, I don't know if anybody's ever had Dilaudid, but they have to mix Dilaudid with solution. They can't just, well, actually, that's what they did when I was in my room, my private room. They mixed Dilaudid with solution. But when I finally got my MRI done, First he put me on the thing and put everything around me, and I was like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm already in a lot of pain. I don't think and this MRI takes about 45 minutes. There was no way I could sit still, not move my arm anyway, because my arm, I have to move my arm because of the way my shoulder, I don't know. But anyways, it's already at 30 minutes. My God, I'll quickly finish this up and then I'll end this. Where was I at? So I was in the MRI station area, and about 10 minutes into it, I said, no, sir, I need my pain medication because I need to move my arm. It's very uncomfortable and I cannot do it. So a woman and a young girl came down. They gave me the Dilaudid, but this time they gave me the pure Dilaudid with no solution. And I just wonder why they mixed Dilaudid with solution when this girl gave me pure Dilaudid. And you know, the pure Dilaudid worked better than this with the solution and Dilaudid. I mean, they both worked, but the one without solution worked better because I laid still for the full 45 minutes. I practically fell asleep because if you ever had an MRI, it's a loud noise, a very, very loud noise where no one could fall asleep. But I actually had fallen asleep. And until he said, are you okay in there? And I was like, yeah, like that. And anyways, he got the MRI done. I was pulled out, put back in my room, and then that doctor, that pain doctor, came in, and he was talking about other, pain medicine and everything. And I said, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I recommend this certain type of pain medicine because I've been on this before, and I thought he was going to give me a good dose of it. He gave me 5 milligrams of that, the lowest of the lowest of the lowest dose that you get on this certain medication. I had to take 2 or 3 in order for it even to work. So, anyways, I went back to my doctor I've been seeing for over 8 years. I don't know if it was the next day or a couple days later, because he wanted to see me as soon as I was out of the hospital. And he prescribed me the damn lowest dose of this medicine. It did not work unless I took 2 or 3 of them at a time. And I think I was only prescribed, how many, do you remember, Dad?
No.
I don't know. I think it was like up to 4 pills a day, but it was, or 3 pills a day, 1 every 4 to 6 hours. My God, it didn't even ease the pain. Not at all. It did nothing. That's why I took 2 or 3, and then I felt a little better. But like I said, it's been about a year or so now, and I still have pain in my shoulder. And okay, and quickly with the collarbone. I don't know. I was incoherent. I don't know how I broke my collarbone. I obviously did something really bad where I fell really hard in order to break my collarbone, because bones are hard, obviously. And you need to do something really hard, like fall really hard in order to break your collarbone. And like I said, this is just my, I said it in the first video, but I didn't say it. These are my headphones. What the hell were you doing? These are my headphones. I thought they were going to be good headphones. It cost me $60. I listened to them off my phone. I mean, they're okay, but anyways, oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I just burped, but, I'm feeling a little better because my pain medication has hidden. Like I said, I do have chronic pain disorder. And believe me, I don't wish this pain upon anybody. If I had a worst enemy, I still wouldn't wish this pain. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody because that's not the type of person who I am. But with the collarbone, I don't know how I broke it. I broke it, but it had to heal by itself. I never got pain pills for this broken collarbone. I mean, just imagine if you broke your leg or you broke your arm and you didn't get it fixed and you lived with the pain. That's how much pain I was in, even though I never broke my arm. And it was worse than breaking my, dislocating my shoulder the first couple days of it. Once it started to heal, then the pain eased. Yeah, so you wanted story time, Valerie. You got your story time. I told you about that. It is 30, oh my gosh, already. It's almost, I keep stuttering. It's almost 35 minutes, so I think I should end it because if you made it this far, this long, I congratulate you. I thank you for not falling asleep on me and not thinking it's so boring. I'm just telling you about what I've been through and what you may go through. I'm not saying you will, but just in case you do, now you know what propofol, Diprovan, and Dilaudid hydromorphone, I believe it is. Again, if I'm wrong, I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is because I've Googled it. And one more thing, I've said this in another video, please do not Google. I have Googleitis. I Google everything I can think of, and Google is not good because they tell you the most extreme answers where, like for instance, with my edema, I looked it up. You know, the first thing that popped up was congestive heart failure. I thought I was dying, and that's not good information. And then, this is what pisses me off. People go on forums on Google and they tell you if a 10-year-old asks, how do I get high? How do I make crack? Or how do I don't know. They don't know what to do with cocaine. So if someone says, just snort the cocaine up your nose, you're telling these kids how to get high. And I disagree with it. I totally disagree with it. And I cannot believe Google is allowed to have things like that on there. And anyways, I can go on and on about it, but I won't because I think I have taken up almost 37 minutes of your time, of your life that you'll never get back. But I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you learned something, and that I may not be a strong woman, but the pain I went through kind of proves I am a little strong. But anyways, it is 7:19 p.m. Sunday night. I will end this. So hopefully, Valerie Martinez, you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't that boring. And I hope everybody else who watches this enjoys it. And I apologize for it being so long. You know, all my comments and messages are long, so you should know my videos are long. Anyways, thank you so much again. I appreciate it. You guys take care. You have a good night, and God bless you all, and I shall talk to you later. And I ask one more thing for you, just a tiny little prayer for me to make sure that everything will turn out okay with me, with the cardiovascular specialist doctor tomorrow that I see at 1:15. So anyways, I appreciate that. All right, I love you all. Take care.